Well, here we are the next day, and as you can see, it's already starting to get dark. And I'm like, I need to get out there and get some soil. But then I remembered I never did. Hello. Okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, I never did finish up with this soil from the winter sowing project. So we're gonna use some of that. We're gonna pot up our net cups and get these plants removed from our tanks. Stay tuned. We now return to your regularly scheduled rescaping. And there may be a snail or two in there, but look at the tannins in that water. Actually, there are. Oh, geez, I got at least 3 snails. One ran on at that. And then on top of everything else, we have what's left of the Java fern that the tilapia didn't eat. Yes, man, they tore that thing up. I had to rescue it. So yeah, we're gonna get some of that Java fern and place it inside of these cholas. And then we're also going to have to do something with this pipe, this PVC, because remember, this was old airline tubing that did not want to stay straight. It wanted to curve, it wanted to curl, and the only way to get it down here to the bottom, to get some good circulation from the bottom of the water column, was to actually force it to stay down here. And I know you are not flinching. I know you are not flinching. As much as we have been through. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, so this pipe is going to have to be cut down to size. So that means I'm going to have to remove that airline tubing, cut the pipe, then replace the airline tubing into the pipe and put the pipe back in. At the same time, I'm going to have to is Gary out and about? Oh yeah. You know what? I forgot. I dropped one of those treats that Rogue sent me. But yeah. I also got to make sure I get as many of these larger ram's horn snails up and about, and possibly, I guess, mounted somewhere so that they're not buried by the sand. Now, these bladder snails, I'm not really worried about. They actually dig down into the substrate, and they'll be out in no time. I am a little bit worried about this right here because I have shrimp using this as a hide. So that means I'm going to have to pull that up. And by the way, our pothos, which is growing on its own, has officially been freed of its anchor. So we may end up finding a way to anchor it inside of one of these planters. Not 100% sure about that right now, but at the same time, that dwarf mondo grass And that right there are definitely going to get potted. They're definitely going to get their root tabs because we're not waiting for the roots to make it all the way down to the mold. Eventually they will. Eventually they will. But in any case, they're going to be getting their nutrition either way through the root tabs. And yeah, let's get started, folks. Okay, now what we want to do is get this big boy up out of here and get the Java fern up out of here. And of course, Nikki, that OCD-ish chick, is doing her first live stream. Shout out to the everyday life of that OCD-ish chick. Nikki is coming up in the world. Okay, so first things first, we have us some root tabs. We're gonna put one in each net cup. We're also gonna put some underneath the net cups when we put the planters in back inside. But our dwarf mondo grass, let's get that out first. I think that's going to be the easiest one to plant. This is actually a terrestrial plant that is able to survive underwater. So what we're going to do, we're going to take one of our net cups, put it inside of that cup. Throw some dirt up in there. Not full. Now, we'll be putting a root tab underneath each of these when they go back in there. However, this will be going inside of the Guppy Grove, and this will be going into the Better Kingdom because this is going to get large. And look at this. Those guppies have done a number on this. But now that I think about it, let's get those back in there now. Let's not wait for the Java fern.
his last video. His last video. I gotta watch that one. Okay. What would you eat to survive? Yeah, Grandpa Pepper's the food one now. Okay. Is that got the right name, Grandpa Pepper? Is that the name of the? It is. You know what? Let me go look. Perfect, Grandpa Pepper.
All right, now we have this Brazilian micro sword thing going on. That is also going to need some root tab supplementation. But first, we're going to take our dwarf mondo grass.
I ain't gonna lie, I turned to my grandpa. You know how your grandma had like 15.
And we need sand. Let me look these up real quick again on Nylock G's website. Okay, according to Nylock G, they're saying to place these about 5 to 6 inches apart. So, with that in mind, I'm just gonna pull out like 5 or 6 real quick. And then, actually that's 6, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out 10 altogether. Close this up. And the thing about these is that they float, so I gotta make sure for sure. That's from the Better Kingdom. I gotta make sure for sure that these get down into the substrate. Oh, this poor rhizome. Oh, that poor rhizome. I don't know. We'll leave it above water and we'll see if it does anything, but I rather doubt it. Okay, now this one, I actually put 11 in. That last one was an extra one. But oh my goodness. I am not liking what I'm seeing, but I'm going to show you guys that momentarily, because right now the focus is really on getting these transplants completed. In fact, those botanicals can wait to get fixed later. Let's complete these transplants. Okay, so a couple of things have to happen. That ship needs to be moved, and so does this, because it's no longer an anchor for our pothos experiment that was taking place inside of the tank. Excuse me. On top of that, as experience has just taught me in the Guppy Grove, I'm going to actually have to sink this and make sure all of the air is out of it first, and then place my net cup inside of it. I did just spill a little bit of dirt, but that is all right. We're going to be sweeping up later on anyway. You know, I'm sitting here wondering why these gravet spots have disappeared, and I keep seeing them squared up, and oh shoot, where did they all go? Is there one? There's one. Look at that. We've got us some little gold babies, and I got a feeling that they were mostly hanging out in here, because that's really what I disturbed the most. And it's possible that they were actually hiding underneath the botanicals. So I need to go ahead and fix that. But the whole point of what I was doing was over here. Now, if we take a look, I'm quite sure that I'm going to have to add a little more sand. So I'm glad that this is not just a, one day wham bam finished up process. So now with that being said, we're going to go ahead and bring this to a close, because we've done what we set out to do, really. We got our dwarf mondo grass transplanted into the Guppy Grove, and we have this transplanted into the Beta Kingdom, and we also set our root tabs in place for our Brazilian micro swords, and we discovered our little gold guppy fry. Isn't that precious? Now, on our next phase of this adventure, what we're going to do, now that we've got that ship moved out of the way, we actually need to move that castle over so that we could clean up underneath it. And after we clean up underneath it, get it set back into place, make sure all our snails and all our decorations down here are, dude, that's the that's the shrimp home. So yeah, that definitely needs to be addressed. But yeah, we've got more to do, because remember, at the end of the day, what we're going to do is we're going to cap this all with a layer of sand because of that mold that's down there at the bottom. So thank you for joining me today. As always, I ask you that if you know anybody out there suffering from any form of mental illness, that you please reach out, folks. You never know what difference that reaching out can make. You don't have to be a mental health expert certified by some Department of Education or some state or some government. You are a mental health expert because you deal with your mental health. You know, reach out to your fellow human beings. Reach out to your brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, because at some point you may need someone to reach out to you. And if you are out there and you are suffering, please do not be afraid to reach out. There is help available. There are numbers and contacts in this description of places that you can call. My number's not on there, but there are people that are always open and ready to listen. So please, if you are able to, just reach out, folks. Again, thank you for joining me today. This is Dead Fred 821. Like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you get all of your updates. And oh yeah, before I forget, always remember, winners aren't people that never fail. They're people that never quit. People that never give up. So don't you ever quit, don't you ever give up, especially not on yourselves. Once again, I'm out of here, folks. I'll catch you in our next episode. Peace.